Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we are here to talk about the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills Face Palettes. That's right, Anastasia Beverly Hills has done 3 different shade ranges of face palettes. I picked up 2 of them here. We're going to try them on and talk about them. But first, let's just say these are $58 each. They contain 3 shades, a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer. We're going to use them on the whole face. I'm going to make sure to show them to you and swatch them. And like I said, try them on. To me, a really good face palette is one that you can throw in your bag, whether it's for travel or just going somewhere for the day. I like, to me, the mark of a really good face palette, even with 3 shades like this, is can you use it on your eyes, on your cheeks, as a highlighter, as a one and done palette. I do like to use them for that. And I think these actually fit the bill quite well. So the only one I didn't pick up was the deepest and darkest, and darn it, I kind of wish I did. But the nice thing about these is you can choose them based on your complexion, or you can choose them based on how dramatic you want to be, and therefore they fit a wide range of faces out there. So let's start by, we're going to look at them both, and then we're going to look at some arm swatches. This is the lightest of the 3, and I'll hold that up, and it is called Italian Summer. This is either for the lightest look, or if you're going by skin tone, for the fairest skin tones out there. This is the medium 3 shades. This one is called Off to Costa Rica, and this one works anywhere from light medium through medium. Again, a bronzer being the biggest one in there. The highlight in this is in the middle, and a little blush on the end. And the one I'm missing is the darkest shade, which I assumed would be too dark for my light medium skin tone, and maybe they would have, but boy, they are the prettiest of all 3. Let me show you some arm swatches of the 2 I have. So let's cut to that. Italian Summer, the lighter is on the left. Those are the lighter 3 shades. And then you see it progressively gets a bit darker, and you can actually see that in the swatches on the right, which are the Off to Costa Rica swatches. They just get progressively a bit darker, and then of course a little darker than that in the 3rd and deepest of the 3 palettes. They are very, very pretty. The formula across all 3 shades is the same. Kind of feels very like a creamy powder. Kind of a cream to powder. The blushes being the powderiest, and the highlights being the creamiest. Of course, they're all powder products, but they worked well with all the brushes. I tried with them from synthetic to undyed goat hair to natural, to dyed goat hair, I should say. A few different natural brushes. Depends on how much product you want to pick up or how much darker you're going. If I had got the darkest palette like I kind of had wanted to, I would have had to switch up my brush to not maybe pick up as much product as I am a light medium. But these are absolutely beautiful. Let's talk about the cases as well. They make quite a beautiful presentation. They're nice and sturdy. And as you see, there's kind of a copper gold in there with a plate, a golden plate in the middle there that identifies Anastasia Beverly Hills there. There's a nice mirror inside. Mine still has the sticker over it. That's why it looks a little bit messy. And they have a nice weight to them and a nice kind of magnetized closure. So these will look really pretty thrown into a bag, and they're not going to, the closure is nice and tight. They're not going to get everywhere. That would be a nice addition, and you could pull that out and it looks pretty classy if you ask me. So what I want to do is I want to try both of these on. I want to do a full face in both, but we'll finish the last look with the darker of the 2 palettes that I have, and make a little bit more, do a little bit more with that one. But I want to show you both on my face, so let's do that right now. Okay, so the idea here is to do a look, complete look. We're going to do eyes and cheeks, not lips, but eyes, cheeks, face, okay? And we're going to do both palettes. We're going to start with the lighter of the 2, which is called Italian Summer. And then I'll take that off, and then we'll, kind of really do it up with Off to Costa Rica, the middle, which is what I would have gotten had I just bought one. I tend to just kind of aim for the middle there, but I'm a light medium, so that can be tricky. So let's see what we're going to do here. Let's do let's do the face first, okay? Let's start with the bronzer. You've already seen the swatches. This is the lighter of the two bronzers. I'm not going to contour or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of bronze along just to give some warmth to the face. That is a good bronzer. Usually a bronzer in a lighter or lightest shade would be a little bit too light for me. Often too light for me. This one has some nice color. So it looks like this bronzer in the lightest of the three would really certainly work for very light people and also into the light medium. So that is something to keep in mind. All right, let me take a Sonia G blush brush here and let's go ahead and dip into the lightest of the blushes. Tapping that off just a bit. This is giving me more color than I thought it would. With, for instance, Charlotte Tilbury products, if I go for the very, very, very lightest, it will bite me. Usually they'll just be a little too pale for me. This is actually working for me. The lights wash me out a tad, but I'm definitely a light medium. Let me switch up brushes here and let's get some of this highlighter on the kind of tops of the cheeks there. How's that showing up? Just maybe a little bit up here. That's actually showing up pretty nicely. The main look I'm going to do, and then I'm going to add in some mascara and eyeliner and stuff too, will be with the medium palette, but maybe it should have been with this one. I'm going to take some of this bronzer here and I'm not even tapping off the brush. I am just kind of doing the crease with the bronzer. This is a look I really like to do anyway, just on a kind of everyday basis. If I'm just, you know, kind of hanging out or running errands and I really don't want to wear a lot of makeup, which is usually, you know, I have to wear makeup so much. I really do. That I will often just go with this look. So it's one I'm kind of well versed in. All right, let's take another Sonia G here and go into the blush, and let's just take that blush and just kind of put it on the lid. So I'm just really doing a really simple look. To me, these palettes are very summery, and the whole idea is, for me with a face palette, is if you can do the whole face, you are definitely winning. I'm just going to take my finger and take some of that shade there and just put it in the middle. Ooh, a little bit powdery for an eyeshadow. This is just my idea. For Anastasia Beverly Hills, it's a face palette, and you would pretty much be using it just on your, you know, for the cheeks, the main part of the face. And I think in everyday use, that is probably what I would do too. But there's something about being able to travel and just bring kind of a face set with you and still look put together. And that's what I'm trying to achieve here. Let me just take this off real quickly and let's see how much deeper the medium or second shade up called Off to Costa Rica is going to go on me. Stay right there. Okay, I admit to being fairly surprised that the lightest of the three was actually enough for my light medium. So let's see when we go to Off to Costa Rica, which is the middle range, and I'm going to start now. I think I'm going to start with this bronzer on the eye. Again, would I always wear this palette this way? No, but I do kind of like to do this with face palettes. I like to see if they'll do the entire face. Well, not the lips, but you know what I mean. All right, so already we have a slightly more dramatic eye. I'm starting with the eye this time. I'm going to just stick with the same brush and do exactly the same look we did with the other palette really quickly. Ooh. It's a lot more pigment. And I'm going to even take a brush and go under with the bronzer. And let's see if we can get a slightly, I'm sure we will, more dramatic look. Highlighter. That applied a little bit nicer and looks a little bit better on the eye. All right, let's do the face and we'll get some mascara on and see what we think. Okay, I know I need to be kind of careful Let's knock off this bronzer here. Let's see. Oh, I like it. I always like the slightly darker. That lightest palette did work on me. And I'll tell you right now, if you have light medium to medium skin, this medium palette will be just what the doctor ordered for you. I can tell you that right now. And for me, it's just that tad bit more dramatic, and therefore I do like it. All right, let's go in with the blush, a much more kind of cantaloupe color. So I better knock some of the color off that. Yes, for me, the other palette worked for me, but for me, this is just that tad bit more dramatic. And if I am going to put on makeup, I would like to see it lately. I used to be a lot more subtle, and now, maybe just from the pandemic when we're inside more, I'm letting my flag fly a little more, guys, I guess. Would be it. Okay, so let's go in with this blush, with this highlighter. I was telling you guys with the recent Charlotte Tilbury palette that I'm starting to get really interested in deeper toned highlighter, even though I probably shouldn't. I just played so much with those Wayne Goss cheek palettes that had like startlingly probably wrong highlighter for me, but I ended up liking them, and it's just it's kind of converted me to this wrong but right highlight shade for myself that I'm just kind of enjoying. Those more golden. Yeah, see, for me, you guys, I'm just liking this already a little bit more, and I'm kind of excited to see what happens when we add some mascara on and some lipstick. So let's do that and see what it looks like. Okay, so for this look, I added in some Pillow Talk, Push-Up Pillow Talk mascara from Charlotte Tilbury, and I went back into the Not Fit for Print Beauty Archives and pulled out this Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick. It's called Bittersweet. You might remember it. So I just kind of I just tried to get a little bit more Anastasia Beverly Hills in there. To me, there's a few really good things happening here. Number one, all three of these palettes are really going to hit some targeted, inclusive range of skin tones. So you'll have something here if you're the lightest light, and I believe the darkest palette will really, really hit some of the deep, beautiful, rich skin tones, and that's really exciting. I am enjoying this medium palette better because it makes more of an oomph. But let me tell you, the lightest palette, and by lightest I mean Italian Summer, and by medium I mean, for me, Off to Costa Rica. I wish now that I had bought the medium and the deepest, just because lately, like I said, I'm liking to make more of an impact with my looks. Why not? But I will probably end up using the lightest as well for, like I said, that true non-makeup makeup days. For this, I actually feel fairly made up, and I did it all, other than the lipstick, with a face palette. So I actually think these are quite pretty, though the price shocked some. The quality is lovely. They apply beautifully. I especially was impressed, like I said, with the middle shades, which are Off to Costa Rica is the name. I had to check it there. I actually think these are multi-purpose, and I'm going to say it, worth the price. Remember, we're talking high-end and luxury makeup here. So we're not talking drugstore. So obviously we're talking a little bit more expensive, but I think that quality was worth it. I just love touching those creamy formulas, and I am very impressed with the dramatic look I feel I achieved just off a face palette, just off a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter, really. So pretty impressed am I. Let me know your thoughts, and if you were looking forward to trying these from ABH, basically on what your thoughts are, comment below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I sure hope you did. And if you haven't already done so, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.